So, you'd like to get clear on the spelling of plurals. That's definitely a good idea, because when you change certain nouns into their plural form, like fox into foxes, say, there are a number of things you need to be careful of. But, on the other hand, forming correctly spelt plurals is not that hard once you understand a few basic rules. And that is what I'll cover in this section. But, before we get down to these rules, let's see what you already know. I've got a short exercise I'd like you to complete. Once you've finished this exercise, I'll have a much better idea of how much you know about plurals, and so I'll be able to focus on where you need help. Okay, here we go. Fingers at the ready. Word 1. How do you spell the word potatoes? As in, we grow potatoes in our garden. Spell the word potatoes. Thank you. Word 2. How do you spell the word ladies? As in, ladies and gentlemen. Spell the word ladies. Thank you. Now, word 3. How do you spell the word recipes? As in, he loves to cook and collect recipes. Spell the word recipes. Thank you. Halfway, word 4. How do you spell the word chimneys? As in, you could see smoke from the chimneys last night. Spell the word chimneys. Thank you. Word 5. How do you spell the word cakes? As in, I like to eat sweet things, especially cakes. Spell the word cakes. Thank you. Word 6. How do you spell the word businesses? As in, there are many small businesses on our street. Spell the word businesses. Thank you. Word 7. How do you spell the word knives? As in, he put the knives and forks on the table. Spell the word knives. Thank you. And finally, last but not least, how do you spell the word leaves? As in autumn, the leaves fall from the trees. Spell the word leaves. Okay, that's great. What that little diagnosis tells me is that we should focus on the sections on my menu here, which are highlighted in blue. You can, of course, click on any section, but these seem to be the sections that you need to focus on most. So let's start with the first highlighted item on the menu. Right, let's get going. In this section, I want to cover the rules you need to know so that you can spell the plural forms of most words. For example, I'll cover the most common way to make a plural, which is by adding an S or an ES onto a singular form of the word. I'll also look at the rules you need to know about forming plurals with words ending in Y. And finally, I'll look at words ending in O, F and FE. Okay, so let's get going. Many words in English. The most common way of forming a plural in English is simply to add an S onto the singular form of the word. So the singular cat becomes the plural cats. Just as the singular car becomes the plural cars. As you can see, you just add an S in both cases. This process of just adding an S onto the singular form of a word even applies to most words ending in E. So, the singular cake becomes the plural cakes. Again, you just add an S onto the end of the word. But in words ending in an S or in an SS, It would seem very strange to add another S. So, in cases like this, you add an ES. The plural of bus, then, is buses, B-U-S-E-S, not buses. And similarly, the plural of class is classes, not classes. This is just one reason why you need to add ES instead of just S. So, to summarise, any word that ends in an S really needs an ES when you go into the plural. This same basic rule also applies to words ending in CH and SH, like church and bush, and also words ending in X, like fox. You need to add an ES onto words ending in CH, SH or X. So the plural form of church is churches. Note the ES. And the plural form of bush is bushes. Again, note the ES. And the plural form of fox is foxes. F-O-X-E-S. OK, so that's all fairly simple. But just to check you understand it, try this exercise. We helped carry the bags to the car. Yes, that's it. Well done. Note how you just add an S onto the end of bag to get the plural bags. There were several cakes for sale at the bakery. Yes, you've spelled the word correctly. You just add an S onto the singular cake to get the plural cakes. C-A-K-E-S. There were at least 20 benches in the park. Yes, well done. That's exactly how the word is spelt. Note how you need to add ES because bench ends in a ch. C-H. So the singular bench becomes benches. B-E-N-C-H-E-S. The glasses were handmade in Ireland. Yes, well done. That's exactly how the word is spelt. Because glass ends in a double S, you need to add an ES to create the plural form. So glasses is G-L-A-S-S-E-S. Many words in English end in the letter Y. Think of the words monkey or baby. So, when you've got a word ending in Y, how do you spell the plural form? How do you spell monkeys? And how do you spell babies? Well, there's a fairly simple rule to help you on this one. And if you can remember it, you won't have many difficulties with words ending in Y. The rule basically is that if the final Y has a vowel before it, as in monkey, then you simply add an S. So monkeys is M-O-N-K-E-Y-S. But if there's a consonant before the Y, then you drop the Y and add IES. So the word babies is spelt BABIES. Note how you drop the Y and add the IES. So, to go back over the rule again. If the final Y in a word has a vowel before it, then you simply add an S after the Y to create the plural form. But if there's a consonant before the final Y, then you drop the Y and add IES. OK, so the rules for creating the plural form of the words ending in Y are fairly simple. But let's see if you can apply them. Try this exercise. The school had 2 libraries. Yes, you've spelled the word correctly. Libraries is LIBRARIES. This is because the letter before the Y in library is the consonant letter R, so you need to drop the Y and add IES. There are factories all over the country. Yes, well done. That's exactly how the word is spelt. Note how the letter before the Y in factory is the consonant letter R. So the rule in cases like this is that you drop the Y and add IES. Where did you go on your holidays? Yes, well done. That's exactly how the word is spelt. The singular of holiday has a vowel A before the Y. So in cases like this, you simply need to add an S onto the singular form of the word. I go swimming on Wednesdays. Yes, you've spelled the word correctly. Note how the word Wednesday has a vowel A before the final Y. So again, you simply need to add an S onto the end of the word. Many words in English end in the letter O, F or FE. Think of radio and video. And then think of loaf and half. And then think of knife and wife. But are there any rules to help us make the plural forms of these words? Well, the simple answer is yes, there are rules, or at least guidelines you can follow. So, let's begin with words ending in O. What's the rule? Well, for most words ending in O that have a vowel before the final O, you just add an S in the standard way. So video becomes videos, spelt VIDEOS. And radio becomes radios, RADIOS. Basically, if you can see another vowel before the final O, then you know you just need an S. You also tend to add an S for words that have to do with music or are fairly modern. This is not always true, but there are a lot of good examples. Think of pianos and sopranos and biros. However, for most other words ending in O, you just add es. So, potato becomes potatoes, P-O-T-A-T-O-E-S. The same goes for words like tomatoes and echoes and heroes. You just add es at the end. So, what about words ending in F or FE? How do you make the plural form of words ending in F or FE? Well, there's a fairly simple rule here, which states that you simply drop the F or the FE and add VES. So, loaf becomes loaves, L-O-A-V-E-S. And knife becomes knives, K-N-I-V-E-S. It's as simple as that. Drop the F and add VES. OK, so the rules for creating the plural form of words ending in O, F and FE are fairly simple. But let's see if you can apply them. Guess what? I've got an exercise. The pianos need to be tuned. Yes, well done. That's exactly how the word is spelt. Pianos is P-I-A-N-O-S. You just add an S to the end of the singular piano. There is no particular rule here, but it tends to be the case that words ending in O that have to do with music, you just add an S onto the end. Concertos, solos, and sopranos are other examples. The shop had a selection of stereos. Yes, you've spelled the word correctly. You just add an S to make the plural form of stereo. In the word stereo, there is a vowel before the final O. So in cases like this, the rule states that you simply add an S onto the end. The thieves were put in jail. Yes, that's it. Well done. Thieves is spelt T-H-I-E-V-E-S. This is because the singular form is thief, and the way you make a plural from words ending in F is to drop the F and add V-E-S. The tomatoes were grown in our garden. Yes, that's it. Well done. Note how the word tomatoes is spelt T-O-M-A-T-O-E-S. This follows the rule of thumb that most words ending in O are made plural simply by adding ES.